X.Borg is currently one of the lowest performing heroes in the entire game. Yep, our flamethrowing cyborg is basically collecting dust in the meta right now. But hey, I know some of you, just like me, still love setting things on fire for no good reason. That's exactly why I made this video, packed with all the spicy info you'll need to actually not feed with X.Borg. Our main mission? Mastering adaptation and not just relying on what's meta. Because if you can beat the meta or the hero you are up against, at least surprise them. But first, shoutouts to Christian Yanget. Thank you for always tuning in. You're awesome. The enemy XP laner locked in Thomas, probably thinking time to barbecue some X.Borg and roast a bird on the side. And honestly, he kinda has a point. Thomas absolutely melts X.Borg with never-ending burn damage, true damage, and ridiculous HP regen. Doesn't matter if it's early game, mid-game, or the late game. 9 times out of 10, Thomas will slap X.Borg around like a broken piñata. Unless the X.Borg player actually knows what they're doing. So, to avoid becoming grilled mech nuggets, I made an early detour for Dominance Ice. Normally, I don't rush that thing, even when facing sustained heavy heroes. But here's the deal. Thomas players love building Corrosion Sight first, or early, like it's their birthright. And once he gets that, his attack speed turns into I hit you, your health bar disappears. Really fast. If I play my cards right, I can finish Dominance Ice before he completes his Corrosion Sight. And when that happens, hopefully, I'll be the one turning down the heat in this lane. Since Thomas has the upper hand in trading blows against X.Borg, I decided to freeze the lane and keep those minions near our turret like it's their safe space. Why? Because the closer the wave is to our turret, the harder it is for Thomas to pull off any funny business, like zoning me out or setting up a surprise gank with his allies. Don't just mindlessly auto-attack minions like a robot on autopilot. Learn to freeze the lane when it matters. As much as possible though, try to last hit minions. In this game, I was already pretty tired. It was already 5 AM and I have been awake since the night prior, so I was dozing up every now and then. As you can see, since the minion waves are practically kissing my turret, Thomas can't do his usual sneaky bush camping routine to zone me out. Those side bushes? Useless. It also puts him in prime please gank me jungler territory if he dares step too close. Realizing that, the dude decided to go farm the crab for some XP like a sad little side quest. But you know me, not about to let him have his seafood buffet for free. Not on my watch. As you just saw, Thomas wins trades like he's got cheat codes enabled. Those were just a few hits, but man, I felt every single one deep in my soul. That's exactly why I'm freezing the lane defensively. If I get too cocky and start swinging back, I'll probably lose every duel, or worse, get completely deleted when his teammates inevitably shows up like, hey bro, you need help bullying this X.Borg? So yeah, aggressive plays? Not today. I'm staying chill and playing smart. The turtle's about to spawn, but I'm kinda hesitant to jump in because our roamer was missing in action. Probably buying Walter White's product. Pro tip, don't throw yourself into every turtle fight like it's a free-for-all buffet. Learn to read the room, or in this case, the map. Sometimes trying to grab the turtle isn't worth it if your whole team's gonna get turned into highlight reel material in the process. If your squad has the upper hand, or at least a fair fight lined up, by all means, secure that turtle like your ranked stars depend on it. If not, keep farming, chill out, and most importantly, try not to die. You can't help your team from the respawn screen after all.
Huh? I'm just kidding!
If you think this content is helpful, consider liking the video, share it, and if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. Go on, make my day. Looks like I wasn't the only one dozing off. Out of Faraga armor? No problem. Roast a few jungle crypts around to regenerate it. It's like slapping a vending machine until it gives you your snack. This is usually the fastest way to get your armor back without doing the shameful walk of defeat back to the base. What I also usually do is I keep the jungle creep alive. That way, in case I need to replenish my Faraga armor, the jungle creep will be waiting for me. Hopefully. At this point, we were already ahead of Thomas, so I wasn't playing as carefully as before. I was basically like, come at me bro, with the confidence of someone who just got a savage streak. Don't get too cocky now. X.Borg may have a flamethrower, but Thomas is the entire barbecue grill and a side of true damage. So don't go overboard spamming skills and clearing minions like it's a farming simulator. Keep freezing the lane whenever it makes sense. Unfortunately for us, Sun decided to troll and ruin the lane freeze we worked so hard on. I knew that Elvis monkey poop head couldn't be trusted. Normally, I'd grab tough boots to cut down Selina's stun duration, because nobody likes being turned into a helpless statue for 3 business days. But in this game, I had a hunch she wasn't exactly MVP material. I mean, she spent more time ganking the gold lane than actually roaming like a proper roamer. So I said, forget it, and picked up warrior boots instead to shave off some of Thomas' damage every time he tried to turn X.Borg into grilled scrap metal. Thomas finally decided to join a team fight, and honestly, good for him. Took him long enough to realize he's not in a solo adventure mode. This is actually what he should have been doing ages ago, either joining fights or helping clear the mid lane when needed. When you're playing an XP laner with a clear advantage over the opposing XP laner, it's a solid move to lend a hand to the mid lane. Defend, push, whatever the squad needs. But here's the thing, don't get greedy. If the mid laner's alive, breathing, or is not needed in any team fights, leave their minions alone. Clearing them yourself is basically robbing them of XP and gold and turning your mid laner into an under-leveled spectator. Help, don't hog. It's a team game. Well, usually. I picked up War Axe next because, let's be honest, X.Borg's damage nowadays feel like he's tickling enemies with a lighter. Gone are the glory days when he could melt an entire team by just existing near them. These days, you gotta work for those kills. War Axe helps a ton. It boosts his damage, and a little spell vamp to stay alive longer than 2 seconds. It also has cooldown reduction, which is always useful in skill spamming. Basically, it turns X.Borg from a walking campfire into an actual problem. When it comes to emblems and talents, here's the usual play. If you're facing a hero who hits harder than X.Borg's ego, or can otherwise bull him off the lane, slap on the tank emblem with firmness and tenacity. It's your basic, please don't delete me setup. Vitality is also a solid pick, but be careful. If your opponents are the type whose skills hurt even more the higher your HP gets, maybe don't make yourself an even bigger target. In that case, favor pure defense over stacking max HP. In this game though, I went with the fighter emblem, Vitality, Festival of Blood, and Impure Rage, because I was already plotting to rush Dominance Eyes. Now, some people would say, wouldn't it be smarter to start tanky and survive early team fights? And honestly, fair point. But looking at our lineup, yeah, no. Our core heroes were both late gamers. Meanwhile, the enemy had a more balanced composition, having an early game beast and a late game monster, basically giving them the upper hand at every stage. The tank emblem is great early on for surviving the lane, but after that, it ages like milk. Meanwhile, the spell vamp setup starts slow but scales beautifully, since it heals you based on the damage you deal, which goes up as the game goes on. In other words, I wasn't exactly rushing to early team fights because, let's be real, picking the tank emblem would only make sense if I believed our team could actually win those early brawls, and if I want to join them. Since I didn't, and I like living, I went for the safer choice. Oh boy, I really thought Selina's stun was still on cooldown, but nope. Back-to-back stuns straight to the face. At this point, I swear I'm getting rusty. I noticed Selina was playing extra aggressive the entire game, like she just drank a double shot of espresso. So I figured she'd be camping in the gold lane, desperately trying to turn Hanabi into sushi. With that in mind, I went straight to her escape route, and when she showed up, boom! Crispy Selina special. Well done. If the enemies already know where you are, don't just stand there like an NPC waiting to get farmed. Predictable players are free kills.
Be advised, I'm coming.
Oh, I can spray the hose.
Oh, Fort Lottie Dottie, you got to feel it in your body.
After that skirmish we joined earlier, our teammates should have backed out, regrouped, maybe touched some grass, but no. They stayed there like it was a family reunion. And to make it worse, the Lord was already summoned from our side. Instead of using that massive pressure to rotate, split push, or ambush somewhere else, they just hung around like lost tourists. Result? Lord's presence got wasted. I'm pretty sure Farsa and I were thinking the exact same thing. Hanabi, for the love of all that's holy, use your ultimate. But nope, she just stood there, probably admiring the scenery. What I did here is definitely not recommended, unless you're looking to speedrun your own death. At that moment, I was greedy, reckless, and thought I was about to pull off something cool. Spoiler alert, I did not. For those new here, X.Borg's passive lets him slap hit markers onto enemies he damages. Once those markers hit max stacks, the enemies drop Farago supplies, which are basically free health snacks for XB. No hit markers equals no snacks, and no snacks means it takes you way longer to heal mid-fight, leaving your Farago armor about as sturdy as a wet paper bag. Without Farago supplies, opponents can break your armor faster, and if that armor breaks prematurely, your ultimate's damage gets sliced in half. See what I mean? The XB on the left only managed to deal 337 true damage because his Farago armor got broken by the turret. Meanwhile, the one on the right had a bunch of Farago supplies to heal up, which kept his armor intact and let him land a full hit of his ultimate for 675 true damage.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
That was a perfect opportunity to attack. What did our favorite Elvis monkey do? He strolled off to the jungle like it was banana picking season. Oh, and in case you're wondering why I picked Sprint over Flicker, it's because Sprint was the real MVP in this match. It let X.Borg kite around like a hyperactive lawnmower, dodging slows from enemies who basically built their entire kit around making me crawl. So remember, it's not just your items and strategies you need to adapt. Sometimes you gotta swap out your battle spells too. Because what's the point of Flicker if you're just gonna get slowed to a crawl 2 seconds later? Might as well pick Sprint and zoom around like you have a piece of jalapeno pepper in your butt. And if you're sitting there wondering, Dibby, what equipment should I even buy against clowns on the solo queue? Worry not fam, I got you. Here's a handy spreadsheet. Go ahead, pause the video, give it a good stare, maybe even squint at it like you're solving a crime scene. It'll help, I promise. I was kinda hesitant to jump in. I mean, I saw Tamus lurking on the right, looking like he was ready to ruin our back lane's day. But then I was like, screw it. Leroy Jenkins. And just popped my ultimate to dive in, peel off the rest of the enemies and help the team take down Martyrs. Thankfully, it worked, because if it didn't, yeah, I was 100% ready to sit there blaming myself like, congratulations, genius. You just fed their highlight reel. Sometimes you just gotta roll the dice if you want the big plays. It's all about trade-offs. You can't always be that guy who plays it safe and waits for the perfect setup. Sometimes you have to improvise, pray a little, and hope the solo queue gods are feeling generous today. Because, let's be real, in solo queue, optimal is just a fancy word for good luck with that. Since most of the enemy team specialized in running around like they were late for a meeting, I decided to pick up Ice Queen Wand. This little beauty doesn't just slow them down, it also has bonus movement speed and spell vamp, so I'm basically sprinting while they're dragging their feet. It's a win-win. Oh no, Farsa just got smacked by Solina's stun. Good thing Hanabi's right here. I'm sure she learned from the last time and is ready to pop her ultimate to stop Selena when she dives in. Nope. Not really sure what Sun was thinking diving in like that. It definitely wasn't the right time to start a fight. So I popped my ultimate, hoping to scare the enemies off and give him a chance to escape. Spoiler alert, his build was made of paper. He's a lost cause. So, since immortality was on cooldown and practically useless for the time being, I sold it faster than a regretful purchase on Black Friday. Why hold on to it? The stats aren't anything to write home about. Instead, I decided to get my Ice Queen one early. After all, slowing down enemies is a lot more fun than watching your character die for the third time because your passive decided it wasn't ready to work yet. If the map is strangely quiet and peaceful, you should be terrified. That's not some zen moment, that's a gank brewing in the shadows.
Fire in the hole! Go, 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 go! Go, go, go!
Double kill.
And that's a wrap for today's Mobile Legends madness. Did I miss any game-changing tips or strategies? Drop your genius recommendations in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you're not feeding, you're winning. Peace out.